I'm not sure there's going to be the close game everybody thinks it's going to be.
Here we go.
Gonna win that game for you, baby. We're no strangers to bloods. Sand Hills and running on 3rd and 9. You know defensively they're rough and tough. Fake the Italian in over the Rhine. Here is what I'll say when teams start calling about their coaching vacancies. Never gonna give move up, really gonna turn you down. Whenever I won't leave town to coach you.
Welcome to another episode of Bengals Fan Highlight. Kevin and I are extremely excited to introduce Alex and Parker from the Bengal Boys. And if obviously everyone listening to this, you know the Bengal Boys. They released a new song, a Bengals parody. They just did a Hey Jude for Joe Burrow when he hurt his wrist. And I believe that you guys are coming out with a new song for Jake Browning. I saw this soon, right?
We are, yes. So,
Okay.
I think by the time this is posted, it'll be out. But yeah, Sir Jake, a parody of Stevie Wonder's Sir Duke.
I like it.
We've been looking to do Stevie Wonder for quite a minute, and Monday night instilled a lot of belief in us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it did everybody.
Oh yeah, and after that game, I think there was no question it had to be a Jake Browning song.
Oh, no,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
You
For
got to
sure.
seize the opportunity, right?
Yeah. You have to do something. Yeah. You can't just so Kevin and I were talking about when we did our show that can you list the names of the quarterbacks again, Kevin, that Jake Browning joined?
350 yards, 85% completion rate in the last 20 years. Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and Jake Browning.
Oh, it's
that is an
amazing.
insane list to have
Amazing.
Jake Browning at the end of it.
I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Kevin, you go ahead and get started.
Yeah, no, let's launch into this real quick. I know you guys are from Nashville. How did you guys become Bengals fans? How did this all start?
Yeah, so we all live in Nashville now, but we're actually all from Cincinnati.
Okay.
Okay.
Parker and I met in 8th grade in a middle school play. He was my first friend at Loveland Middle School.
Nice.
I just moved, and obviously I haven't gotten very far away from him. Just kidding. I've been a bank. So 3 of us went to Loveland, and one of us went. The other guy went to CHCA.
Okay.
Mason area.
So this is a born into it scenario. I mean, me and Jason are the same way. I don't remember. I don't have a good story about becoming a Bengals fan.
Right,
I just remember growing up with it on TV, and I eventually just inherited it. I assume you guys are both the same way.
That's definitely how I would describe it for me. I my dad has been a huge sports fan my entire life. Obviously, him and our other buddy Dylan, who's another one of the Bengal Boys, huge Bengals fans growing up, and it was always just kind of on, and then eventually just I fell into it.
I grew up getting grounded all the time because I would just get so mad. Like week 5, 2006, Tampa Bay. You know the call I'm talking about. Justin Smith roughing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I was grounded the next week for the words I had learned and said. And so as a punishment, my parents were like, "You can't watch the game next week," and then which meant my dad couldn't watch the game. So we went to the Neil Armstrong Museum in Wapakoneta.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Actually, pretty cool. But so I grew up. It was a toxic love relationship.
Yeah, I think anyone who grew up when Justin Smith was playing, like in that era, it had to be a toxic love. You know, this is the way it is. It's like an abusive relationship, you know.
And then he went out to San Francisco.
Oh, I know.
He posted the exact same stats, like identical, but he gets the notoriety there.
Yep. So obviously you're all musicians, and I know from experience it's not just something that everyone can say, hey, I'm just going to be a musician today, because I sucked at it. When did you realize that, hey, I can turn this into a career? Or like, when did you get started? What was the first instrument you learned? Both of you, Alex, you want to go first?
Sure. So I started taking piano lessons just as a boy, and just didn't stop, I guess. It just was something I've always enjoyed. And as I learned how to like play by ear, I just learned how to play the music I wanted to play, as well as write and compose music.
Okay.
On the other end, I also grew up a huge Weird Al Yankovic fan, which will provide a lot of context.
There you I can imagine that being the
Whole
case.
project.
Weird Al Yankovic was my first concert. My mom took me when I was like 7 years old. I had a pretty good mom.
It's wild.
Did you go to, was it at Timberwolf in Kings Island or?
No. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I was 6 or 7 years old. It was in a regular concert hall, just kind of a dive kind of thing. But yeah, my first concert. Barely remember it. Too young, but so I am also a Weird Al fan.
I don't know why I never. I mean, if someone said, "Hey, where do you think they get their inspiration from?" You would think immediately Weird Al. Like it's just
sure,
what Weird Al. Yeah, I just don't know why I never really put that together. Parker, how about you? Like what? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Alex.
You're good to go.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so I learned that I could sing in 6th grade in choir class when I did an audition for a solo, and they were like, "Oh my God, you can sing!" And I've been doing that ever since. I did theater all through like middle school, high school, and a little bit in college. Was in a band with him back in the day, back in high school. And then just kind of bounced around at a few different creative outlets. Like I said, I was in theater school for a bit, ended up doing graphic design for a minute, and then I eventually made the decision to drop out and move down to Nashville and pursue music. Okay. Which is what I always really wanted to do, just kind of, life and trying out different things. And this is where I landed.
Now, did you guys kind of make that decision together coming from the same place, or were you already there, or did you go first, or how did that work?
So I came here with a fellow Bengal boy, Dylan Bodley, the guitarist, and him and I came down for to come to Belmont University. I studied music business, and he studied guitar. Okay. And we moved down here in August of 2012, and we lived together till 2021.
Wow. Wow.
A good time. I know, right? And then he got married. And Dylan and I got divorced. No,
we had a 3-way divorce. We were living together at the time. Yeah. During COVID and all that, and then he got engaged.
Oh, yeah. How dare he? How dare he?
What are you happy?
What a sure, like a lifelong vow.
I know. What are you doing? Breaking up the band? Oh.
I know, right? Just kidding. Chelsea, if you're watching this, you're not far from Chelsea's an agent.
But yeah, now we all live within like 6 minutes of each other here in East Nashville.
Awesome. So yeah. Obviously, there's people you see, it's like a big just Hollywood trope in general. And this is kind of a follow-up question. I'm going to LA. I'm going to New York City. I got my guitar. I'm gonna hop on the train. I got my knapsack on a stick, whatever. So you're going down to Nashville. You're going to pursue a career in music. Obviously, I think in general, if I told my parents, "Hey, I'm going to Nashville and I'm going to make it big, whatever. I'm going to pursue a career in music," they would say, No, you can't do that because the odds are stacked against you. Like, what do you think? What were your thoughts when you made that decision? I'm going to go down there and I'm going to try this thing. Did you have a plan? Like, if it doesn't work out by X date, I'm coming back, or is it just one of those things? We'll just see what happens tomorrow. Every day is just another day.
I didn't think I was going to be in Nashville this long necessarily. I don't know what my plans were, but yeah, I guess I with Nashville in music, it's like I just really haven't found a reason to leave. Whoops.
Oh yeah. We gotta hold on a second. No, I'm joking. Let's get someone on the phone.
Somebody get Dr. Fraser.
Exactly.
I guess now's the time to break it to you. This is not an interview; it's an intervention. Your friends all organized it.
Yeah. I knew it's a toxic relationship with the Bengals.
The Bengals season isn't over yet.
I think that there's kind of like a little like Loveland, Ohio collective down here in Nashville that has really made it feel like a second home. Okay. There's a super, super tight group of friends from Loveland. We all live about 15 minutes away from each other. And so it's always been like a bit of a satellite location for our families and everything. And so it's never felt like we're in the big city trying to make it. It just feels like it feels more like a playground to mess up.
Okay.
Cool. And to be willing to suck at things.
Yeah.
To be willing to try busting the marble down and creating whatever said magnum opus will be. My main gig right now is I'm the musical director at a comedy club down here. And so so have you ever watched like Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Sure. Yeah.
So there's a piano player in that. So that's my job on the weekends.
Okay, cool.
It's a really fun time, and I left my 9 to 5 back in April, and to pursue just art full time, and I'm not dead yet.
Awesome. Hey, that takes
all you
guts,
can do in
man.
the beginning.
Absolute guts, because leaving my 9 to 5 seemed like you're tethered to it. Like, that's awesome. I'm glad that you could do it, and I wish the best for you, because someone's got to get out of the 9 to 5 thing. It sucks. Parker, like, I'm sorry. I was just saying, Parker, what about you? Like, when it came down to leaving for Nashville, like, did you was it kind of I got my knapsack and I chasing a dream, or is it kind of the same deal, or?
Yeah, pretty similar to Alex's. I'll just add that I was very fortunate to have, or am very fortunate to have, 2 wonderful parents who were very, very supportive of it. My dad, like, I grew up with my dad playing music and stuff like that. So that was always in the house. And, I grew up a creative. So I think they always kind of knew that I was going to do something like that. I was a little shocked at how supportive they were of me dropping out of college to come down here and do this. And honestly, that has just been so inspiring for me. And like, knowing that I have that support system that is ready to cheer me on and in all of my endeavors and things like that. I got down here and, paid the bills by waiting tables and stuff like that. And then eventually finding my current full-time job besides music, which is I am a pedal tavern operator down here.
Okay.
So if you've ever been to Nashville and ever been stuck behind one in traffic,
it's you.
Yeah, stuck behind one. Been on a couple. It's
they have a new one. I think it's a new one they have up in here in Cincinnati. Kevin and I actually did it together a couple years ago.
Yeah. So actually, we our company we've worked on a few of the bikes up in Cincinnati.
Very cool.
And it's been awesome. And it's I'm a performer at heart, so it's so much fun for me to be able to do that and make money while doing it.
Awesome.
And it's super flexible for my music and stuff like that.
Sure.
I'm a bassist in a band called American Snap. We've been together for about a year, and things are going well. Good.
Hey, Parker, tell Jason and Kevin about that time you drove TEU around on the.
I knew what you were going to say before you even got your first word out.
We're going to name drop first. He's going to name drop.
So when it was the year after the Super Bowl run,
2022.
Yes, and that year. So are you familiar with TEU, Tight End University?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yes, I didn't know what you meant first.
Travis Kelce's training camp for tight ends.
Right.
They did it in Nashville. I think they held it at Vanderbilt University's campus that year, and they reached out to us and wanted to use the pedal taverns to shuttle them to a party that they were going to downtown Broadway. So we had like pretty much all of them that wanted to ride the bikes on our bikes. We had like 3 or 4 go out, and I got to be the lead driver for that. So I had George Kittle, Mike Gesicki, and Greg Olson were the 3 big names that I remember that were on it.
That's incredible.
And it was so cool, surreal experience.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, those things move so slowly, but like I've never actually been surprised by how fast it's moved. I was like, all right, guys, pedal.
Oh yeah, some of the best athletes in the world while pedaling at the same time.
I was just about to ask you, because I know when Kevin and I did it, I think there were 6 of us, and like I think this summer, maybe, I don't remember really. Either way, though, we're pedaling.
Oh, by the end of it, we were dead.
Yeah,
oh god, it was awful.
Really hard, and it's not moving very far. And I remember thinking at one point, like, I have to stop pedaling. I'm not going to pedal anymore. I'm just going to put my feet on the pedal, and hopefully nobody knows. And I did that for a while. I don't know if Kevin did too, but I can imagine.
I pulled my weight.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I did too. I was just joking, but it's amazing to me. I just the greatest athletes in the world come in, and then it takes off. I was going to ask you if it went faster than usual.
it wasn't like we were breaking, the 88
Sure,
miles an hour going back in time or anything. But it was definitely just like a surprise for me. I'm used to this thing moving just so slowly.
Sure, yeah.
Used to knowing the start speed, but that was fun. And then at the end of the whole thing, I shook George Kittle's hand and he said, "Hey man, this is awesome. Are you coming out?" And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, "You won't." I was like, "Okay, bet. If I have the invite, yes, I will come out."
Yeah.
And I took that thing back as fast as I could, cleaned it, closed up the shop, sped home, changed because I was literally in a tank top.
Sure.
And then made it back out. And at the bar they went to, they were like on the rooftop. They had to take like a special elevator to get up, bouncer, the whole 9. So obviously bouncer sees me. He's like, "Okay, who are you? I'm not letting you up." So I just grab a drink at the bottom bar and, hope that I see somebody. Eventually, lo and behold, Greg Olson, who was on my bike, comes down and goes outside, waits for an Uber. And I was like, okay, this is my chance. I go out there, I shake his hand. I just say, "Hey, thanks so much. This is it's cool to see you again. And it was awesome to have you on the bike." And he was like, "Dude, that was so much fun. We loved it." And then he, again, just kind of gestures and goes, "Are you going up?" I was like, "I would love to, but I don't think they're going to let me up." And he goes, "Okay, hold on." Calls somebody to come down and let me in. Out of the elevator walks the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my entire life. And she was like, "Are you Parker?" And I was like, head up there, find George, proceed to
George, first name
base. Yep.
Take a shot with Georgie.
Georgie. Okay. All right. Now you're showing off, Parker. Now you're showing off.
It's like, I'm not coining that for you.
Yeah, good job, Toro.
And then he actually ended up introducing me to CJ Uzama.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And this
is a wild story, man.
Yeah, I know. This just keeps getting better.
It was the coolest thing of my entire life.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the cherry on top of the whole thing. So
okay. That CJ Uzama was not the cherry on top. Okay, cool. Let's keep going.
But so sitting there having a conversation with him just about Cincinnati and all this stuff, this, that, and the other. And he actually ended up retweeting a video that we did the year prior, which was the Super Bowl run video, Bohemian 513.
Yep.
And I was like, I know that he retweeted it, so I'm just going to ask him. I was like, "Hey, me and my buddies, we do these videos. We're called the Bengal Boys." And he stops me and he says, "Wait, that was you?" And he was like, "You're a fucking legend." And he gives me a
oh my God.
And that was
yeah.
That is the most because you guys have an interest in football just in general, Bengals specifically. You're making like songs and everything and getting some recognition there. Yep. It is insane that the way you ended up meeting these people and ended up having access to was through something entirely unrelated that had nothing to do with any of that. That is serendipity if I've ever heard of it. I think that's wild.
That's incredible. And I will say that I'm proud of you. I don't know you very well, but I'm proud of you because when I met Carson Palmer, he said, "How are you doing?" And this is my response. And then he just walked past me. I would not have had the bravery to walk up to Greg Olson and say, "Hey, let me upstairs, please, sir." I would have been home probably. So yeah, good on you. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a very, very cool, very random event.
Sure. Yeah.
And
that's cool.
My favorite stories to tell.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good one. I'd tell that story to everyone who'd ever listen to me.
Yeah.
To steer it back, you talked about the videos you've done, retweeting it. How did that first come about? Were you guys just goofing around, kind of made a song and said, "Hey, we might have something here," or was it a plan? Did you set out and go like, "Let's sit down, let's do a parody, let's do a video, let's see if we can get this thing going"? How did you guys decide to start doing this?
The first one's the right one. A total accident, like a Bob Ross painting. Week 2 of the 2020 season is Joe Burrow's first primetime game against Cleveland. I was just playing the growl on the piano and taught it to our guitarist Dylan. And I thought, let's just take a video and put it on Twitter. And some people retweeted it. It got pretty decent traffic. And I thought, oh, that was kind of fun. And mind you, it's October 2020. We're not doing anything. We have all in the world.
Sure.
And so the next week we met to do it again, but as a disco. The week after as do the growl as a doo-wop. The week after do it as Van Halen, and just kind of kept going for the rest of the year and didn't stop. And
I feel like the sillier and more creative we got with it too, the more fun it became.
Sure.
Of course. And decided, okay, we're gonna do it again for the new year. After week 2, I was so tired of the growl. Like I could not deal with the growl anymore. I mean, I love the song, but
yeah,
how much can you milk that? So
right.
Time for the Weird Al background came in, started doing parodies. After that 2021 Chicago game, we did Wake Me Up When the Pressure Ends. And it just kind of kept going and going and going. And now it hasn't stopped. Like, just like Nashville, haven't found a reason to leave.
Sure.
And here we are. We're, getting close to the end of year 4, whether that's at the end of the regular season or however far Jakey B can take us. But it's been a great time, and it's been an absolute blast to try getting better every week.
Yeah. Awesome.
As Joe Burrow would say, stack days.
Yep, there you go. Or
levels.
TB levels. Yep, levels. Higher levels. Yep.
Yes.
So Alex, do you have a favorite parody song that you guys have done so far?
I like all of them. What are you talking about?
They're all our babies.
They're all great, yeah.
DJ Reader gets DJ Reader.
Was a fun one.
I mean, the Super Bowl song got the most views, but the DJ Reader one, we got Kay Adams on our side. We got her to follow us, and I mean her exposing the video to people.
Sure.
It tripled our following and across all the boards. And
sure.
Also at that point, like the AFC Championship was just we're just happy to be here.
Right. Well, yeah.
And so also being a pianist, I'm just a massive Elton John fan. So that one's always had a very, very special place in my heart.
Nice. Parker, what about you?
I think the one that sticks out with just the most fond memories of making it goes back to year 1 when we did the Backstreet Boys. Blanking on the name of the song right now.
We did the growl.
I Want It That
to
Way.
the tune of I Want It That Way.
Yeah.
And that was just so much fun because we had one of our friends come over and like choreograph it, and it felt like old middle school show choir days. Of us just doing these ridiculous dance moves in the driveway with a fog machine, and we put the fog machine in my car, and then we all climbed out of the car.
Yep.
That was a fun one to shoot.
Nice. I like it. I don't know if I could say I have a favorite. I really like all of them a lot. I loved the one that I showed my parents. The first one I showed my parents was the Let It Be one.
Yes.
And they just rolled on. They loved it. Absolutely loved it. And then we just kind of went through and showed a bunch of them. They're all incredible. And I love the music video. So where do the ideas come for the music video too? And who cuts them? Who edits? I do some video editing. It's not easy to do. It takes a while to get used to it. So who does all that?
Alex does our editing and stuff like that. He kills it every week.
Yeah, it's got to take a ton of time. They're all really, really good.
It does. It's a total labor of love. And one of the nice things about taking chances every week is that or trying to learn something new every week is that, okay, now I have that in my bag. Mm-hmm. It's something that would take 10 hours. I mean, like a specific task that would take 10, 15 hours in 2020, I can do in 20 minutes now.
Right.
And so now what takes 5-10 hours now will take it just trying to just get more and more and more efficient. And plus and I think we've done, I can't remember exactly how many we've done so far, but we're getting up to around 70 videos so far. And so at this point there's a there's an idea by the time the song's picked, you have an idea how the video is going to look. So game happens on mostly Sundays, and then try to pick a song, have a song picked by Monday, and then use Tuesday to build the track and instrumentally, and then use Wednesday and Thursday to record vocals and film, and then Friday use any of it for any final shots, and then just editing. And most of the time when it's edited, we post these at 9 a.m. Eastern time, Saturday morning. The time frame it's usually finished is about 6 to 9 hours before.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
okay.
I'll go on Friday night. I'll go play my shows at the comedy club and to take a break from editing, and I'll come back and finish that. But but it's thrilling though. It's so much fun. It's fun to just be. It's fun to. I mean, there's been nights where the editing hasn't started until 11 p.m. on Friday nights.
Right.
When we did Shut Up and Pass, a parody of Shut Up and Dance, I don't think we started editing until 11 p.m. So I remember grabbing a Celsius energy drink to drink at 10:45 and just think, here we go. And, it was a bear, and finished it at 4 a.m.
Yeah, it's like that. I remember watching a documentary on South Park a while back, and it was like that 6 days to air where they're like putting the DVD or whatever, the file in to Comedy Central servers. Like, we just got it done. Now it's time to air. Let's roll. Mm-hmm. That's cool. It's very cool.
It's really fun. It's the feeling of flying. I mean, it's when there's that limited time frame, there isn't time to overthink things. Mm-hmm. And so it's just like, okay, decisions have to be made. Like, you got to hit the hole, Joe Mixon. You can't dance around back there too much.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we've talked a lot about that.
Yeah. You kind of got into the larger version of it, but I want to just focus in just a little bit on the more detailed version of just how does it begin? Meaning, do you have an idea of a subject you want to cover and then try to find a song to parody? Is it to start with a song that you want to work around and then just kind of see where it takes you? How does the process start of making a parody song?
That's a great question. Because it comes from all different angles. There are certain songs that inspire a Bengals parody. Sometimes, for example, in this most recent song, Sir Jake, we knew we wanted to do a Jake Browning song. And we knew, okay, is it going to be something with that rhymes with Jake, or is it going to be something that rhymes with Browning? We kind of look at the rhyme schemes there, look at Spotify, don't really find anything we're liking. Look for some slant rhymes. Eventually, like Sir Duke just pops in the head, and it's like, oh, we haven't done Sir Duke yet. Sir Jake works. Okay,
there you go.
He can throw it all over. He can throw it all over the field. A hook kind of comes, and then usually the lyrics are written late at night or on the Peloton. So if you ever need word inspiration, spinning bikes are
there. You go. Okay.
For that.
No thanks.
We're pedal tappers. Yeah.
There you go. Now that's more.
Yeah, I get it. You have to do it.
Might as
you
well
have
be drinking too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. If I'm gonna be pedaling, I want a beer in my hand.
Add booze.
But
there you go. Well, that's true. That's true. Very true.
But looking at our past videos, I mean, they all come from there's no set formula, and it's kind of a
I feel like at the soul, it's topicality would be the.
Oh yeah.
Like what happened in the previous game, and what fun things can we do with a song,
right?
Based off of what happened.
There are a few pre-planned ones. I mean, leading into the season, there's like 10 to 15 ideas that we'd like to do, and then it just almost never works out that way. One of the ones that worked out was we did a Brad Robbins song. We did "Lick It Up" by Kiss as "Kick It Up."
Kick It Up.
And he loved that. I mean, he DM'd and thanked us for it.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
We gained more and more exposure in the locker room, which has been really cool. Probably I'll share it here. I didn't want to share the DMs after the Jonah Williams song, but Jonah Williams thanked us for the song and said, "Yeah, I was wondering why everyone was calling me Mr. Right Side at work today." And I wanted to make fun of him so bad because I'm thinking like at work.
I know. What a weird thing to say.
That clocked into the factory.
Right.
Today.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I had made sure my timesheet was in, all that stuff. That's not work.
Call me Mr. Right Side around the office.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I think I said like have a good day at the Pancake Factory. The Lionel Richie hello has been wanting to do that for a while. Like, hey Joe, is it tea you're looking for?
Yeah.
Kind of had to wait for a bad game to have.
Oh, okay. All right.
But usually it's total spur of the moment. It always comes at the most miraculous time. This week we were flying by the seat of our pants because of Monday night game, and the song was picked until yesterday morning, which was pretty late in the grand scheme. So, so we're actually obviously decked in our Bengals gear, partially because of this interview. But Parker got here about 4 hours ago. We finished up vocals, and we just went around Nashville and filmed. And
awesome.
And now it's just time for the editing. So we've gone from being massively behind schedule to ahead of schedule now.
Yep. Real quick, what is the process of filming? You have to be creating a bit of a scene, right? Like we don't see it on camera, but there has to be people like just randos like calling out at you or staring or trying to figure out what's going on. Is it weird?
No, not really. I think because we're not, we will perform once it's rolling, but we're very well behaved. We're good. We're good boys. We're good middle children. But
we're also very theatrical and performers at heart. So, if we're out on the street doing something ridiculous and just dancing like a goofy dad, I don't know. That almost makes me go a little harder.
Yeah, sure. Okay. The reaction, sure.
Yeah.
I think people are funny in Nashville. I think people are just kind of I think it's less of what are those people doing? They're just goof Cincinnatians.
Yeah.
Goofy Cincinnatians. Let them do their thing. Don't give them the attention. And so I'm trying to think of any time there's been any sort of hairiness when filming. I wish I had more fun of an answer, but we show up. I mean, we did about 6 locations today around Nashville. We just drive around, hop up. It was getting pretty dark, so I'd turn on the high beams, say, Parker, go over there. Okay, cool. Sing the second verse. Okay, cool. Good. All right, good. Let's get back in the car. It just went and went and went. And
there you go. Yeah. So do you storyboard everything? Do you hey, we're going to do these shots? Or do you just kind of drive around looking for inspiration? Hey, let's do this and let's do this.
Kind of tentative storyboarding.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very, very loose. Have an idea of what type of shots we want. And so really it comes down to having good backgrounds. Because I think the best way to keep it interesting outside of pick a good song and with good lyrics is just have good fun backgrounds because it'll always be about 70% footage of us and then 30% of footage of the said player we're singing about.
Okay. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. So at this point, I just kind of want to give you guys the opportunity. I know that we kind of talked a little bit beforehand and you said you're both, professional musicians and you have others. You guys, the floor is yours. Tell us what you got going on, so Alex, let's start with you. Tell us about the band you're in, what you got going on, just throw it out there.
Yeah. So I played in more bands coming out of college and everything, but so as of late, I've just been working in musical comedy world, I guess, helping musical direct at the comedy club, which has been really nice. Right now I spend a lot of my time writing music and composing. I want to hit 2024 hard with just all sort of different creative goals. I would also love to put out my own music at some point in 2024, and the release pattern of Bengal Boys and doing the art, getting artwork ready and prepping it and the upload process, it has inspired me to put out songs that I've been writing for the last 15 years. And so I gotta stop being scared of that.
Okay.
But yeah, just find myself just want to find myself making as much weird, fun content as possible. As much as I hate that word content.
So when you said you're writing your own songs, did you have like a genre? I mean, do you have like what kind of music is it that you personally write?
Yeah, I like to write. I like to write a lot of disco. Actually,
okay. All right.
I like to write.
I get behind that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my brother's calling me. F off, Ben. Just kidding. But I was like the joke my friends make is I write Nintendo disco. I grew up like listening to those Mario and Sega soundtracks incessantly, and we had a Sega Dreamcast growing up, and so I like to write very either fun sounding like disco or like heart-wrenching orchestral stuff.
Okay. Got it. So totally opposite sides of the spectrum.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So I want to be sad orchestra or upbeat disco. Gotcha. Okay. Nothing in between.
Yeah. Or space music
okay. I don't know what that is. What's space music?
Oh, just like interstellar soundtrack sounding stuff.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
but piano based, yeah.
I love the Interstellar soundtrack.
It's
absolutely love it. I know. Absolutely love it. I love music in general. I love music. I have 1,000 different playlists on my phone, and that music affects my mood. I don't know if everyone else is that way, but it absolutely affects my mood. If I'm having a bad day, I actually have.
Jason, music affects your mood. That's
that's deep. I know. Whatever. Okay. You know what? If I drive around listening to Tool, and I like Tool, if I drive around listening to Tool, I come home and Kim's like, "Oh my God, he was listening to Tool again." But I have a whole playlist called Happy Music, and it's nothing but ABBA and disco because it just makes me happy. It's happy, upbeat music. Yep. Love it. Parker, what about you? What kind of music? What do you do? What's your? Why don't you tell us about your side project? Well, the Bengals Boys. I don't know if that's your side project, but your
all
your
part of the same machine.
There you go.
Yeah. So I've always loved my opportunities to get up and do just like the regular, the singer-songwriter acoustic show thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's been my bread and butter for most of my childhood and young life. But actually the project that I've been a part of lately for about a year now, we're called American Snap, and we are like a pop rock with some like pop punk influences and stuff like that. And so when you were mentioning your Blink-182 band earlier, we just added a Blink-182 song to our set.
There you go.
So
there you
go. We've got a show coming up at the Hard Rock down here in Nashville, second floor, on the 14th. I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
it's been going really well. I actually learned bass for this project.
Okay, very cool.
Always been a guitar player and a singer first, but it's become kind of a thing in Nashville. I've noticed for a lot of different people that finding a bassist that is like ready to commit to one project has been really tough.
Okay.
So my buddy John reached out to me. He's actually one of the Pedal Tavern drivers as well, one of my coworkers, and he reached out and was just like, "Hey man, I need a bassist. Like the songs that I have currently are pretty easy. Like, do you think you could pick it up?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot." And here I am, and it's been awesome so far.
Awesome. So you kind of made the switch from Tom DeLonge to Mark Hoppus, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm the bass player that can sing.
There you go. Awesome. Very cool. Well, guys, we really appreciate you joining us. Do you have any? Oh, absolutely. Do you guys have any music like Spotify or anything like that where people can download your stuff?
Non-Spotify, or I mean, for Bengal Boys, not in Spotify. I don't know if releasing the parodies would go very well.
Well, yeah, not necessarily Spotify, but just like downloadable music or even just your own music.
Yeah, so you can find American Snap on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff.
Okay.
iTunes. Just American Snap. And we've got a few songs out right now. We'll actually be releasing. I just added a song to the project. I wrote one and we just got it finalized and recorded and all that stuff. And that'll be released, if not by the end of the year, then at some point early January.
Very cool.
And yeah, we've got like, I think four songs currently out with about 3 more ready to drop.
Very cool. Very cool. If I could give you a piece of advice, it would be don't open for bands that tour with Insane Clown Posse because you might get hurt. All right. again, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate it. This has been the Bengals Fan Highlight. Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you very much, Parker. We'll be back again next month. If anyone has any ideas for who they think should be nominated for us to interview, cool fans, cool stories, everything like that, shoot us an email, find us on Twitter, whatever, let us know. Also be on the lookout for, like you said, by the time this video drops, your next video, the Jake Browning video, should be out already, but you'll have another one, and you said they come out Saturday morning, correct?
They come out Saturday mornings.
Saturday mornings.
But the next one, so to the viewers right now, the next one will be coming out on a Friday morning. The game against Minnesota is on a Saturday.
That's right. Okay. Thank you very much. So Friday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time?
Yes, Friday morning, 9 a.m.
All right. And they drop on YouTube, right?
Yes, YouTube, Twitter. I don't call it X.
I refuse.
No
will
one
not.
Does. No one's ever
will
going
not.
to.
X until we all have kids and their kids have kids.
Right. Then they'll start calling. And when they say, hey, I'm on X, they'll be like, what?
Yeah. Is that a drug?
You know, your rebranding is awful when even like news articles are like X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's awful. It's bad.
But yeah, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and we post the Bengals subreddit every week also.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, everyone, you know where to find it now. So there you go. So give them a follow on Twitter, all different social media. Check it out. Check out their YouTube. And if you feel inclined, check out their personal stuff too. Because I know when I get off here, I'm going to check it out. See what's going on. There you go. So, hey, thank you guys very much again for joining us. We appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next month.
Take it easy, y'all.
Who day?
5 and 6 facing a must-win game versus Jacksonville on Monday night. QB2 seized opportunity while decked out icy cold in primetime white.
But with T. Jamar, Irwin, and Boyd catching darts from Sir Jake, having Chase and Tyler throw the ball, Zach Taylor's lone mistake.
He can throw it all over. He can throw it all over the field. He can throw it all over. He can throw it all over the field.
3 receivers right, 1 out to the left. 5-man rush. Browning throws it deep downfield for Chase. Over the shoulder catch. He's off to the races at the 20, the 10, and he will back his way into the end zone for the Bengals touchdown.
Oh, baby.
Brings me back to 1988. Reds left-hander threw a perfect game. Cause of what Jake did on Monday night, another honor for the Browning name.
Yes, to Mixon's 2 huge touchdowns and to Hendrickson's big sack. And Orlando pancake in the line with a quick word for the jack.
Jake can throw it all over. He can throw it all over the field. Bengals season's not over. He can throw it all over the field. Jake can throw it all over. He can throw it all over the field. Bengals season's not over. Jake can throw it all over the field.
Browning catches the shotgun snap, looking, throws, juggled and caught. Yes, Chase with the catch at the 47 for a first down. A juggling routine by Jamar.
Gonna win that game for you, baby.